Now, let's assume we are given M36 in this instance, constructing of a nut. M36 means that I'm going to measure using my compass, 18 millimeters. It's very important to have center lines for the work that you do in assembly drawing. So I'm going to place my compass at the center. Now I need to get the circle, which is the outside part, and the outside part of a nut does not close. It leaves a gap. That's the gap that I'm talking about. The outside part does not close. It leaves the gap like that. That is why I've left the gap over there. Now, we want to get across flats. We then multiply, let's say, we say 36 multiplied by 1.5, which gives us 54 millimeters. 54 millimeters. Then how do I get that 54 millimeters? The 54 millimeters, take your compass, measure 27, then place your compass at the center so that you can draw a circle. It doesn't have to be dark, it can be light. Now, we're going to draw a tangent. And when we draw a tangent, let's start the tangent at the bottom. For now, it doesn't matter how we draw it, because we're going to draw a light line there, tangent, and another light line there on top, tangent. Tangent is a line that touches the circle only at one position. Then we're going to use a 60-degree set square to draw our tangent, 60-degree set square, and then we draw our tangent. That's tangent 1. Going to repeat the same thing on the right hand side, on the left hand side, which is what we did on the left hand side. Then another tangent until it touches the circle, and then you're going to do the same thing on the left hand side. Another tangent. We need to draw tangent. Now, can you see the shape that I'm getting is a hexagonal shape, and another tangent. So what we have here now is a construction or a three-phase, or rather an auxiliary view of a nut. I said to you that part doesn't close. Now we need to draw the internal part of the thread. Remember, this is the outer diameter, this here, which is M36. This is 36. That's why it doesn't close. Now, there is a formula for drawing the next circle, which we say D times, which is the diameter, 0,1, which is obviously 2. So it means I'm going to reduce this by 2. When I do so, it means if this is 18, now I'm going to measure 16. So if I measure 16, it means I'm going to get 8. So now I have multiplied diameter, which is M36 by 0,1, which is what I got 2. Then that 2 is coming and then I'm going to say 36, which I said the radius was 18. 18 minus 2 is 16. So I'm going to measure 16. So this is 16 millimeters, which I'm going to place there. Then I'm going to draw a solid circle that closes right to the end. Now that's my circle, the second one. Now I have an auxiliary view of this nut. Now I need to draw a two-phase first, then I'll move on to a three-phase. All right, let's see then how do we draw a two-phase. Now let us do the two-phase. The two-phase, since it's the nut, so we use a capital letter T, right? which is, we said, is m times 0,8. Now the m times 0,8, remember our m is 36. So it means this must be 29 millimeters. Right, I've already drawn a line there, so we start. So in other words, from here, constructing that, we're pushing it, going that way. Two face means that also. Another corner, and that's another corner construction. We're going that way. What do you notice? The face, I'm going to call this 1, and I'm going to call that 2. That's how we know it's two face. Because looking at these are the faces that we are talking about. So if it's 29 millimeters, it means then from this line, we must now measure 29 millimeters. That's the thickness. Now, that's our 29 millimeters. That's our thickness, right? So it means here, right here at the end, we must draw a dark line because that's where it ends. And also here, we must draw another dark line because that's where it ends. So these are our two lines that are dark. Likewise here. So since it's the two face, this here we draw dark and that we also draw dark. So basically it means the rectangle, when you're drawing the two face, it must be drawn dark. All right. Then we use a 30 degree set square. Now, depending which side is facing, so I'm going to use this side here. I'm going to use a 30 degree set square this way. So to construct a light line, a 30 from this corner and another 30 on that corner. See, now I have two lines. So I'm going to rotate my set square, and then from the top corner, I draw another 30 degree set line. From this corner, I draw another 30 line. So now these 2 points are for my compass. That's where I'm going to place a compass. That's where I place a compass. I make sure I open the compass until it touches the line on top there. Then it becomes a tangent. Then I draw an arc. That's my arc number 1. Then next to that one, face 2, I draw another arc, but I need to check that it is a tangent before I draw. Then I draw another arc. Now that's my 2 arc. Now we can say where the 2 arc intersect, this is where I draw a dark line and stop at that point. So face 1 and that is face 2. That's how we construct face 1 and face 2. So face, this is the spelling F-A-C-E. So when they ask you to draw a 2-face knot, this is what you do. You choose 1, 2. Of course, let's say this was rotated. It means that if this was 30 degrees a square, when you rotate it, it's going to be 60 degrees a square. So now to construct a 3-face knot, this will be, of course, 1, face 1, that's 2, and that is 3. So it means I have this portion 1, the biggest one 2, the smallest one 3. So I need now to know that distance, which we said, because it's the thickness of the knot, 0.8 times 29, rather 0.8 times m, which is 36, we've got 29. So we have to write that 36, so that we know that we're saying 36 times 0,8 is equal to 29 millimeters. Therefore, we're saying that distance is 29. It doesn't matter for now as to where we place this, as long as we have the starting position. Right, so now we need our 60 degree set square. Again, it doesn't matter for now is which way it's facing. So number 1, to start off, I'm going to place my set square at that corner. That's 1. Turn over. This is 2. That's where they meet. So I want to stop here because this big intersection is for the one at the center. So I'm going to place my compass over there. Then I'm going to open my compass until it touches the line here, which we said it must be a tangent. Yes, that's correct. Now, from this line position, draw an arc up to that point and stop there. So that's for the big one. All right. Then how do we do the small one? We then say 60 again inside the small one. As soon as it intersects, you stop. Flip over, then this side here, likewise from there to there, and you stop once they intersect. Now, there we go. We've got now 1 and we've got 3. Remember, that's number 2. So let's place our compass at that intersection. Let's close it quickly from the side so it doesn't disturb us. That's it. Now, it must be a tangent. Surely is going to touch that if your lines or if you're accurate. Oh, don't let it jump. Make sure that the needle is poking tightly there. That's number 1. Now we draw number 3. And that's number 3. Make sure that it's a tangent on top. That's number 3. That's it. So, since this is a 3-phase knot, what you must know is this now needs to be drawn. That must be drawn dark. All right. Here it is chamfered. Here it is chamfered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it's chamfered. I'm going to show you how it is chamfered. I'm going to flip that over for you to realize that this is 30 degrees. Chamfered like that at 30 degrees. There is it here. Tangent is chamfered. Alright. Turn over again, flip it over. A tangent there to the arc, and it is chamfered. Only the 3-phase is chamfered. All right. Now, whatever needs to be drawn dark will come from here. So this up to the chamfer, that's dark. Now, inside here, phase 1, up to the arc dark. Then the middle part up to the arc dark, and the outside part up to the chamfered part is drawn dark. And of course, the line on top must be drawn dark. So, if I may just name this like the way it is done on the 2-phase, this then becomes 1, 2, 3. So this phase is that phase. That 2-phase is that bigger phase, and that phase is number 1. So this is how we construct a knot using this auxiliary view, and then using the thickness, which is 0.8. Don't forget the formulas. This is now 3-phase. This is now showing 2-phase.